Imagine this. Alan Sugar, Will Smith, David Beckham and Bill Gates walk into your office. Sounds like the start of a bad joke, right? Actually, when you think about it, how different are they in terms of personalities? And it might be the start of a bad joke, those four walking into your office. But how many people have you got in your office like that fit those personality types? My name is Nell, I'm an Action Coach business coach and I work with DISC psychometric profiling. Now, the DISC system allows us to understand the different personality types that we have and what they mean for us as a team. Now, I use DISC in quite a few different ways, but today I really wanted to focus on what does this mean for you as a business owner when you have those four different personality types in your business. Because if you think about it, Alan Sugar, Will Smith, David Beckham and Bill Gates are four totally different people. And as business owners and as small business owners, the mistake we often make, that I often see small business owners make, is they hire people that they like. The people that they like are often people like you. But actually, your accounts department might not need a you. It needs a Bill Gates. Your sales department might not need a you. It might need an Alan Sugar or a Will Smith, or maybe a combination of those two. So DISC really helps you identify where is it that you sit yourself to start with. As always, awareness is the first thing. So where is it that you sit? And the DISC stands for DISC, dominant, influential, steady and conscientious. Now, people that are fallen under the D category, the Alan Sugars of this world, are great thinkers, they are great starters, they have got grand ideas, they love getting started, they might not always finish something, they are great at just getting on with stuff. They're not always the best managers because they're not always the greatest with people. So when they might be great at sales, but they might not be the best sales manager. And understanding that difference means that you can get the best out of your team by understanding what makes them tick. So when we run a DISC analysis, it's about going, okay, so who have we got in the business? Where have we potentially got some conflicts and why? Because certain personality types don't necessarily mix as well. And then also, now that we know that, how can you make some changes that helps the team in the best possible way? So when we look at DISC, there's a couple of things that we do that we use this for, and it's not just for teams, but actually it's a step first in recruitment. So if you need someone for your accounts department, the advert that you want to write needs to appeal to someone with lots of attention to detail. It needs to appeal to someone in the way that makes them tick, in the way that their brain works. It's not about teamwork necessarily. It's about spreadsheets or crossing T's and dotting I's. When we're looking at a sales manager, you might want to be writing about lots of teamwork and a lot less about the details that they need to be doing. So how are you using that information in even attracting the right people to you? So that's the first thing. Then we'll use that from a team perspective, managing your team. And it always starts with you as a business owner. Where do you sit? Where do you need to change your communication? How can you manage your team better? Next. Then it's about everybody starting to recognize where everybody else sits, either within the team or even externally, to suppliers, to clients. Because once you understand where people sit in those four quadrants, how to recognize them, and then how can we change our communication? Even your clients. If you mainly find that a lot of your clients are S's, steady, they like to keep the boat from rocking, they want to keep things status quo, they don't like change. How can you use that in your marketing? How can you use that in your communication with them if you know that that is naturally how they think? And when you do that and they see that marketing come through, they see that communication come through, their first thought, and it might be subconscious, is that person really gets me. You really understand what I'm worried about because you've written to them in a way that makes sense to them. So go and find this out. And when I work with a new client and we're teaching them this, and one of the books that I often recommend at this stage is Surrounded by Idiots, Eric Thomas, really great book that explains that into a lot of detail. So go and get that from our recommended book list. But when you start recognizing that and start looking at people, I often say to clients, okay, so when you have in a meeting with that prospective client, what this profile do you think they are and why? So I can slowly on start teaching them how they recognize it. And there's a bit of a skill and it takes a little bit of time, but it makes all the difference in your communication. So who have you currently got on your team? Where have you got vacancies? What kind of DISC profile do you think they are going to need? And how can we help you potentially understand where your team currently sits, what challenges you have, and how that could be solved by understanding what makes some people tick and what makes other people not tick. DISC, really important: communication, recruitment, team, sales, towards clients in general, in everything that you do. It makes a huge difference. So go and figure out where your team sits.